Welcome to Headshots by Peggy Presents, and today I'm here with Sandra Pehrsson, and I know that's not how you pronounce it, but that's the best I can do. So we are going to talk about the music industry and some new things going on with you, and I'm excited. Thanks for being on.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor. Thank you.
Well, it's always good to see you. It feels like it's been forever since I've seen you in person, probably because it has been.
Yes, definitely. You don't look a day older, Peggy. So
well, thank you. It's only been, a pandemic in between.
I know, right?
So funny. Well, tell us what's going on with you. You've got some exciting things going on.
Yes, so I just released a song that I've been working on throughout the pandemic, and I actually wrote it in the very beginning of the pandemic when we had the lockdown. So I actually wrote it already then, not knowing that we were going to be in a pandemic for 2 years, to be honest. But then, a lot of things happened throughout the pandemic. I moved and this and that, and I wasn't really sure how I wanted to present the song. And I ended up deciding before I released it that I wanted to have kids singing in the chorus for it, because this song really is about how we, the lyrics would say how we took for granted that, our freedom and how we can be together, and it was just a normal life. But then obviously the pandemic hit and we didn't know how long that was gonna take. I'm sorry, Lennon, he's like wanting to go out. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I normally now we have a dog as well, and it's every time I sit here, because the front door is right there, he's like, "Oh, you've been talking to that box for a while. I think we should go for a walk or something."
I had the door open and now he closed it and now he's scratching. Do you mind if I just open it?
No, that's fine.
Oh, Lennon. Sorry about that.
That literally sums up the pandemic, right? Like
yes.
Pets and Zoom
and he is a pandemic dog. I got him during the pandemic, so he's used to be very attended to. But he knows when I'm on the computer, I work and all that. So, and he's a music dog, and he's even on the artwork for this song that I was talking about. So he's involved in his own little way.
That's
so,
nice.
But back to it. And yes, so I decided to ask, and I'm not kidding, I think I had 35 kids that I asked if they just want to sing on the chorus, because this song really is about all of us. It's about hope and that we will get through it. And hopefully we're out of the worst now, of course, but like when we were in it, we were in it. And so I ended up, sending just a chorus out to 35 kids. Some of my piano students, some of my singing students, and even some friends' kids. So, and they recorded virtually the chorus mostly on their phone. So obviously it's not studio, and then send it back to me. And then we've been spending a long time, obviously editing in to the chorus. And that part of the song means a lot to me, because the song is not about me. It's really about the world and how we as humanity can help each other, get through it. Even though we can't be together in person, we can be together in our heart.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. So how do you think, I mean, the pandemic was tough on everybody in the industry, but, how did it affect you as, in your music? How did it affect you going, you obviously weren't doing live shows, you weren't doing, a lot of things. So how did that really affect you and your career?
So obviously everything got canceled. We were singing with Lenny Goldsmith and the New Old the night before the pandemic, the lockdown actually, and we had a few more gigs booked even, like the week after and stuff, but obviously everything got canceled for everybody. For me personally, I also work as a singing teacher and piano teacher, and I thought, I was not going to work much when the lockdown came, but I was lucky, I must say, because I ended up being able to switching off most of my students to online teaching. And I mean, that was a blessing because that kept me going. I mean, I actually thought, okay, I'm going to have a lot of time to record my own music because I have so much music that I wanted to record and release that I had just put on hold. But no, I got a lot of students actually, and actually got new students too, that like through the pandemic, there was nothing else, that they could do. And the parents said, it was very helpful for them to actually have music to do throughout the pandemic. So I was lucky and was able to work online throughout the pandemic. And
that's really cool. So it didn't really impact, you just had to take a pivot. It was like, okay, so now it's Zoom.
Yes, exactly. And many people in the past has asked me, because I mean, I've been teaching in 3 different countries before, and I've had for years people have asked me, are you doing online lessons? And I was like, one day I will do it, but I wasn't confident in it because I hadn't done it before. And so I was like, I'll let you know, right? And then I was forced into it, and then I realized actually it works, and in one way it works, for schedule, and I can fit more people in because I don't have to drive around LA all day, which we all know how that is. So in one way that helped a lot, and I'm still working mostly online, to be honest, because it's easier. And then also I've been very careful with going back in person, for many different reasons. So that aspect of my work, has been going well throughout. Obviously no live gigs or anything, but I've been concentrating on my own music, and I have a bunch of songs that I want to release, and I have plans on doing that, which I'm now taking myself a little bit more time to do, And then, it's when we started to go back again a little bit, it was nearly weird because, I was on stage nearly every week, and it's like part of me being on stage, and then haven't been on stage for over 2 years. Everything comes back to you and you feel at home, but it's still in my over 20-year career, I have never for such a long time not been on stage. And I know that it's hit other musicians that have its full time harder than me, just because I also was lucky that I am a teacher and that I could keep that going. So, for many people in the music business, it's been brutal,
Yeah, it's really taught everyone that if you're not open-minded and if you're not able to pivot, then the way you see life may not always be that way. I think we always took that for granted, that tomorrow's going to be like today, and we're not promised that. So I think the pandemic really taught us all how to kind of step back, take a deep breath, look around, and find that where we can take a step. Like, clearly we can't go forward, so can we go to the side, and then diagonal, and then up and around, and maybe we just go up, maybe
Exactly. And that's exactly what that song is about, that I just really want to spread to the world, because it's exactly what it's about. And it's also about that, that we start to value different things, and that it's important that we stay together, like I say in the lyrics, in our hearts, and like the new way of caring for each other is being careful and still being able to keep in touch and stuff, with people, even if you can't see each other. And I think that is a very important message, throughout life, in a way, that we don't just take for granted, that we really take care of our relationships, even if we can't see each other in person,
Exactly. So what advice do you have for people that want to get into the music industry? They have, we all know that it's not just about talent. There's a bazillion people that have been on America's Got Talent or The Voice or all these things. But even going on something like that and winning and all of the country seeing your talent, very few of them actually go on to have careers. So what does it take to have a career in music? What does that look like?
So for me, I think it's so important to know that doing music and having, just doing music, playing, singing, or whatever, it's not about just going on the American Idol or to have, being the biggest star, or like, it's so much more than that. And I'm sorry about Lennon barking, because of course there's a plane driving past right now. Oh gosh. So I gave him a bone and everything. But no, to me, it's so important to show people, or for people to feel that like music is for everybody. You know, it's not just if you're going to be the biggest star. It's something that can help us emotionally go through things. It's something that we should have for joy, and everybody can learn. It's not just about you're born to be the greatest singer in the world, or you're born to be the greatest pianist. No, it's something we all can learn. And it's like a therapy as well as, you know, but going back to if they want to have it as a career, I think the most important look at it is that it's not to enjoy it, what you're doing, and to actually enjoy music and do it for yourself before you think, oh, I'm going to do it, you know, just for the world. Do you know what I mean? I think that's important. And if you enjoy what you're doing, you can express yourself through the music, and that's how you become a good musician. It's not just technique and stuff like that. It's really about feeling your soul and expressing that through the music, whether it's singing or playing. That's what music is. I don't know if that answers your question, but you know.
Yeah, I think it's the same if it's acting or photography or anything else. If you're passionate about it, and your number one goal for doing it is because you love what you do and you have something you want to share with the world that you feel makes the world a better place to live in, then you know you do that. And then if you want to make it your career, then if you don't know anything about business, you better find somebody that does, because I mean, being able to do something that you're passionate about is wonderful. But once you step over to making that your career, like it's a business too. And so you either need to surround yourself with people that understand that, or we've all seen, you know, people that don't, and fall into traps and get taken advantage of, or
Definitely. And, you know, and with that too, doing it step by step, I think it's important. I think it's important to enjoy the journey working on making it a career, because that, you know, because I think maybe people have like high expectations, just like, oh, I'm going to go there and I'm going to do it now. And then when it doesn't happen, it's, you know, the confidence goes. So it's all about believing in yourself, but also, like you say, finding people who can help you, but that you trust, and not just, you know, desperately do anything just, you know, to have a career in it, because career and passion needs to go hand in hand.
yeah, exactly. So do you have room for new students? Like if somebody's watching this and they're like, oh my God, I've always wanted to, you know, have somebody coach me and teach me in music. What do you teach music? Do you teach only vocal? What do you do?
Yeah, definitely. I teach vocals, I teach a lot of piano, and I teach like you know, music theory. And I also have a lot of students who, you know, like who go to, you know, kids, but I have adults too, both that goes to music college and, you know, to school, where they just need a little bit of extra help of, you know, with the rhythm, or with, you know, note reading, or understanding the music theory. I'm obsessed with music theory. I love it very much. So I'm very, I love teaching music theory too, because, you know, and specifically in piano, the more you understand how the music is built, the more exciting and the easier it gets. And the more it's like a tool for you to express yourself, because you know these scales, you know, you can go this chord progression, and all of a sudden you have a song. It's not that hard if you understand it. So I get so passionate talking about music theory, because it's a big part of the way I teach. You know, I want to inspire my teachers.
I love how you can feel how passionate you are about it. Just like
I get goosebumps talking about music. I literally get goosebumps talking about music theory.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. So where can people find you? First of all, where can they find your music? And then where can they find you?
So my music, I have a few songs released on, you know, the normal streaming services, which is, you know, the Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, Apple Music, and they can find it on my name. But I also have a website where I have just, you know, information about myself. There's a contact form if you want to contact me. There's a lot of, you know, testimonials from students that I've had and had in the past. And then there's also a page where you can just click on, you know, listen to this music and listen to this music. And that's SandraPehrsson.com. Very easy. I'm also on all the social media, of course, you know, Facebook and Instagram, and I have a Twitter, but I'm not using it, but maybe I should. And so same with TikTok.
I have my Instagram attached to my Twitter and my Facebook attached to my Twitter. So when I post, like, it automatically
Oh, that's a good idea.
Twitter for me, because I'm terrible with keeping up on that. Yeah.
That's a good idea. I have to figure that out. Yeah, so both that and the new song that I released was just released. It was on the 22nd of February, so it's quite new, but I'm also releasing a music video for it, which I'm working on, where I'm going to have like photos and mini videos of people, you know, like throughout the pandemic. You know, I have some, you know, who worked as a nurse throughout the pandemic. I have, like, you know, some of the kids that are singing and some of other adults, and just that I'm going to put the music too, because I feel also, you know, pictures that tells a story makes you feel even more. So that is also coming out, and by the time this comes out, it's going to be out, which is going to be on my YouTube channel too.
Perfect. So they can and I'll have all of that in the description. I'll have the links to all of that. So so by the time this goes live, that'll already be out. So go check that out right now, and make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel, because, you know, having subscribers is important to every creator.
Definitely. And, you know, I feel, you know, like both you and me, we want to spread, you know, like joy to the world, so to say, and, you know, help people feel better. And my mission with my music is definitely to make people feel, and to make people feel better, and, you know, to touch people's heart. That's why I do music, you know.
I love it. I love it. What would you like all of our viewers to go away with? Like, what is your big nugget of wisdom? Your takeaway.
Negative wisdom.
your nugget of wisdom, your big takeaway, your word of wisdom.
A word of wisdom. My word of wisdom is that when it comes to music, it's for everybody, you know, like whether you just want to listen to it and get inspired, or if you want to express yourself through music, it's, you know, you can learn, and it doesn't have to be in a specific way, because everybody's individual, and everybody should enjoy and can enjoy singing or playing, and obviously listening to music.
Yay. Thank you so much. So everybody, let's listen to her song and get that, you know, because share the song and share this video with people, because it's you know, sharing is caring.
Yes, it is. And it's about hope. It's really about hope. You know, it's really about seeing that we can go through anything together, as long as we stay together in our hearts and, you know,
but I think that right now we're in this time where, like, we're at a new space where, you know, the masks are starting to come off. We're starting to get a little bit more freedom, a little bit more security to go out and do things safely. And even though we're still very, very precautious, because, you know, we don't want to get sick.
No, me too. And I'm probably still going to wear my masks, you know, for a while.
But still, I'm feeling a little safer going places and, you know, doing a few more things. So, you know, this is new and exciting, and we need to remember that we're all in this together, and, you know, remember that to share the love and share this video.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
So again, all of her links are going to be in the description below. Go follow her on social media, follow her YouTube, you know, check out all of her music. You have quite a bit of music up that people can stream and find online.
Yeah, I do on my YouTube channel. I have a lot of music on, you know, released officially. I have 3 songs on Spotify, but I have, let's say, maybe 30 that haven't come out yet, which is my goal this year, to get a few more. And I also want to mention, you know, I'm very passionate about jazz. I love, you know, I worked as a jazz singer for many, many years in England. And also my goal this year is to release finally a jazz album. So that's something that I really look forward to also, which is a different style, but it's a style that to me really touched me and helps me to express myself. So, and many people, you know, in Europe knows me as a jazz singer, but when I write, it's more singer-songwriter. So,
well, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear your new song, and I can't wait to see the video. So this is very exciting. Well, thank you so much for spending the time talking to us. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and I'm sorry about Lennon barking, but that's the new everyday.
That's the new norm, is having a dog or a cat or something walk through the screen.
Usually he wants to come up also, which I nearly did.
Hey, what's going on up there? Let me check it out. Well, thank you so much. Make sure that you share this video. Make sure that you follow her on social media. And most importantly, have a great week. I'll see you next week.
Thank you. Thanks, Peggy.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.